I mean, they've got a ton of momentum, like you just said, especially coming hot off a reverse sweep uh, against in that last series, and now you're feeling the energy high. You're coming into losers semis now. Uh, Definitely feeling the pressure because you are on the verge of elimination here. But they're warm, especially Davied in that midfield is absolutely cooking. So yeah, we are headed into Clarion Test Chamber for our first match. It's a Stacks Aerials start. And we got an Octavia on the field, Brickbat.
Yeah, I've seen this so much, usually with Chrono Boost, but it also works with aerials as well. When everyone in the game has stacks and you still pick that Chrono Boost aerials, your effect is still going to be pretty diminished because everyone else is going to be passively faster than you. And yeah, sure, you're going to have the flow state, picked up. But whenever that flow state's down, you're going to be losing a lot of position, which means it's going to be harder to get your flow state going in the first place. So I'm curious to see if that'll actually work out. And right now we do have Striker Kai, though, getting that first point, without any of the stacks actually fully made. It's still going to be Octavia's game, especially on that aerial start. Octavia's obviously incredibly strong, so... but we'll see. As this set goes on, will Striker Kai be able to keep up with the core here, as right now it looks like Pass is already going to be on the defensive, or offensive.
Yeah, I will say I do think Striker Kai will have a little bit of an easier time this patch compared to previous patches, because Stacks did get essentially a third Awakening. Still good, but it is no longer the best speed awakening in the game. It is a little bit of a risk reward now. You really have to stay alive, keep those stacks up. What a thread the needle from Mangoes on the back line. Oh, man. That starting off with a tight 1-1 tie in set 1.
Take that to the bank. I see some cash rolling in right now. Already 1 goal looking good here from Mangoes. And one thing as well, I think that Spartan previously, in the previous series, NBS versus Flying Blobos, I think that Spartan, another big melee goalie player, to be compared to Mangoes. But I think Mangoes a little bit better here on the aggression, which means that I think that Striker Kai, especially again, because of this whole stack start versus Davied, who's playing phenomenally himself, I think he's got a much taller order to fulfill to really have the same amount of dominance that we've seen. And right now, Alter, even though very, very comfortable on the Rasmus, didn't have as breakout of a performance on it. So I'm going to see if Alter may be able to actually bring that kind of play that he's known for on the Rasmus back, as right now, unfortunately, not able to get the final goal barrier here, and Mangoes is just holding no problem.
Oh. Yeah, Mangoes does hold for a little bit, but both sets of barriers go down here. That does mean that both these goalies are sweating a little bit more. Davied and Assertive both have their stacks up, and Striker Alter is short to be on the way. But the midfield pressure floats over for just a minute, and Mangoes is not fast enough to catch it. That's another point over to NBS.
Yeah, and importantly to Coin getting his stacks reset. Again, I think that's going to be such an important metric to watch, especially with the Octavia going for those aerials. As long as these stacks remain low, this Octavia will have her typical ability to take over the game. And right now, she's taking over the size of the orb right now. Strike or not, it'll be win though. So right now, the flow state is coming into play here. But that being said, the ensnare drum is going to prevent any sort of momentum from being gained here from NBS. Right now, Mango is playing a little bit patiently, as right now, Coin looking to just stay alive right now, and he actually finds a reversal dash punch here onto the IME, who, as I've just been informed, actually just took strike shot, but we'll get back to that in a second. Right now is Pass looking to play aggressively. Flow state once again building up to this Octavia here. Assertive now finally back, the blink forward. Gonna build a little bit momentum here for Alter to work with. Not gonna convert that into a goalie barrier though, as right now we're getting a little bit into the back and forth here. It looks like NBS though slightly favored.
Yeah, I mean, back to that comment, Assertive not taking strike shots. She's been doing that all season. Kind of been practicing for the Sony Hates Eject Button tournament all season. Running lots of traditionally eject button goalies, but picking that strike shot. I mean, what can I say? If you find the gear that's right for you,
Ooh.
Who are you to dive away from it just because everyone says you should? What a save on the goal line. 2 saves right there. And NBS are able to keep this one alive for another few seconds.
Yeah, and you know, it's not like we haven't seen Strike Shot Amy before. Infamously, I think Streak has gone a few Strike Shot Amy games in Nassau. Projectile speed, something that's incredibly good on IME, and Strike Shot generally consider the best goalie gear in the game right now. So it's not a cardinal sin. Obviously, it's going to be incredibly weird here on the IME. That being said, Davied, despite being staggered, is going to find the Rasmus. Is going to be the one that's taken off the pitch here. Sort of has the flip for her to work with right now. Blink forward means that she could flip, take the one-on-one against Davied. Loses it though, but not going to be too punished just yet. Now Alter with the size here on this Rasmus looking incredibly strong, but it's going to be Striker Kai taking the first set here for NBS. And despite Pass having some really, really good plays, we are seeing NBS taking the momentum here in set number 1.
Yeah, and I mean, normally you'd be really excited to have an Octavia up in first draft. And you know what? I'm going to take back what I was about to say. So I was about to say there's nothing really exciting here. Spark of Rezil is actually really, really exciting here for an Octavia. If you get to stay alive just a little bit longer, as well as deny that survivability from Davied and Coin, who are running those stacks, like you said, you want to keep them easy to KO if possible. That's a big swing of momentum towards NBS here. But Coin does find perfect form here, and heavy impact on Assertive, so both of them will be having quite a bit more KO pressure. Size on Rasmus and Davied, interestingly enough, picking up size in the midfield as well. Always a bit of an underrated stat in the midfield, and he's going to make his run with it in set 2.
Yeah, and that plus the move speed buff means that Davied's strike core is actually going to be pretty augmented here. It's going to give him a lot of opportunities to potentially just get things through that otherwise might not have had, especially here against Striker Kai, sort of the player to be watching on NBS right now. So right now we kind of get into the lull of sort of the early round right now. Mango's trying to find sort of any way to get this clear, but it's going to be looking really bad right now. Flip comes out here from Striker Kai, sends out right through all 3 members here at Pass. Now Davied forced to play defensive, forced to play his life as well, but it's going to be the snare drums actually sending the first person here to the bounce house. So right now, Striker Kai, flow state going to go down. Strike shot going to find a little bit of time here for Assertive, but not going to mean too much as now the dash punch finally here, not going to be found here in the overtime. Davied forcing Striker Kai here to play on the defensive to buy time for Alter to come back up right now. Flame Flurry not going to find too much value right now as Mango's Ariami now is going to have to defend once again. No dash punch here on the Juliet as well to buy any sort of corner pressure. Now, Flip comes out from Mango's Ariami, able to successfully get it past Alter again. The Giga here now buying a little bit of time now. The Coin with an opportunity to score a dash punch, not going to be found, but the Flip is going to be burned here from Assertive. So now Davied's going to find himself with Flip. Is he going to be able to get in front of the goal line? He is going to find it, but Alter's going to send it right away. The Flame Flare again coming out, no evade here on Assertive to get the core clear, and Coin able to preserve his coin flip here. Core flip coming into this next point is going to be at a pretty big advantage, especially now that we're in the much more claustrophobic phases, or one of the more claustrophobic maps here on the test chamber.
Yeah, and I mean lots of big gains there for the side of Pass, not just off of the point, but also in terms of stacks on stacks. Both of their forwards coming away with almost 150. They've got it all up now, but it's an early barrier advantage off of this orb, and it's NBS's turn to take control of the field.
Yeah, see, once again, this flow state here actually building up. Despite what I was saying earlier, it's looking like Striker Kai able to keep the core up field, allowing Ultra to really set himself up for a good little goal there, especially now with this increased size here against Mango's. We'll see, though. We are dead even now on the set. Davied now playing very aggressive. It looks like they're trying to find a little bit of an adjustment here, making sure that Assertive is not able to really blink forward or do anything aggressive that you're typically known on the IME for. Potentially buying a little bit more breathing room here for Mango's as now we get into the set proper and into the point proper. Offensive play here now coming out. Flip gonna miss for Coin, and I think with that, we're gonna have a little bit of a lull here coming out from Pass.
Yeah, down into a neutral state, but Striker Alter looking relatively worse for wear in the stagger department. Coin doesn't have any evade though, fresh off of using that coin flip. And barrier narrowly saved there by Mangoes. Very nice play. But Alter still struggling to get those stacks back up after that death in the first set, and he might just die again right here. It's just a matter of whether or not Pass has the abilities to finish him off.
Yeah, and a good barrage from Davied now finally going to lead to an open goal here for NBS as we get into overtime. Of course, it's going to be going pretty fast now, especially with Mako in support. Barrage going to go, going to send the core right through Assertive with the assistance of the punch from Coin here. Now 2 points up here on Pass, looking to even up the sets here and potentially get a little bit more momentum here going in this game.
Yeah, and it's not a massive XP difference, but I do want to point out here that Striker Kai is the first one to hit level 7. Davied shortly there to follow, does demonstrate the dominance of this Octavia in this game. And wow, Davied narrowly saved there on the wall just by sheer luck, honestly. And the folly of Strike Shot there is that Assertive cannot blink back to her net, and the barrier will fall. But 3 defenders here in the net prevent the goal from going in. NBS stay. Oh my gosh, they're on the goal line again.
Yeah, and amazing saves coming out from all 3 members here of NBX, Brawler included right now. It's actually going to be Pass's turn now to potentially make some hero defensive plays here to keep their net open. A good snipe from Mangoes are going to buy a little bit of time for Davied to get himself here on position. Coin now here, stacks fully charged for everyone here on NBS or on Pass, but not going to mean anything. The final barrier going down. Striker Kai with a strike win. Alter not able to find it out though, and now goes back onto the side of Assertive here as we get into overtime. Going to send it right back though with a blink. It's right now. Flip comes out from Striker Kai. Going to try to strike through Davied. Nothing going to be found. Mangoes are yummy. Another clutch strike war here. Right through the pendulum swing now. Striker Alter forced to play his life right now, but electing to play aggressively. It's going to be Striker Kai going to be going down there right now. As once again, Assertive able to find an amazing glitch pop. I was so caught off guard from that. And that glitch pop going to even up the set here, potentially shutting out the momentum that Pass has been building up so far.
Yeah, that might have been the Strike Shot difference too. I don't know that Assertive is able to find the length on that glitch pop necessary without the projectile range provided by Strike Shot. So who knows? You know what? Somebody's cooking something here with this pick, and I'm liking what she's doing with it. But yeah, that's fantastic angle there. Does even up the set here, and we're now in a 5th point as we're back into the neutral state. These teams are going back at it, trying to find barriers.
Yeah. Once again here, Coin, both forwards actually of Path now find themselves with Flip, Alter joining them as well. Right now, Strike Shot going to go through. All Flips burned here on the court right now, and it leads to a power play here for Pass. Firewall Sentry comes down, trying to just buy a little bit more time, 4 seconds until Alter finds himself back up here on the pitch. But now, Davied going to have an opportunity to score. It's going to be Coin, though, sinking it in. An excellent bounce off the barrier, off the terrain here. Going to give him another opportunity. Nothing going to be found, though. Now, overtime here, very, very big, as now Alter finally able to open up the net here. Both teams now 1 strike away from taking a very, very critical set here. Flow state now finally building up. Going to go right past Coin here, bouncing back and forth between the goal lines. A little stressful here. Alter able to win a strike war, almost ending it right then and there, but Davied now going to find it on the defensive, but Mangoes are yummy. Looking at what Assertive did last point and saying that he can do it better, finds the exact same play here on the snipe and takes the set here, preserving the momentum here of Pass as we get into this draft.
Yeah, lots to look forward to. 2 sparks on the table, which means Striker Kai is guaranteed one of them. If Davied cares enough, he could deny away the spark here, but does just let both of them float by. We'll go for Stagger Swagger instead, which I think is a smart play. Striker Kai picking up speed and stagger now. 1-2 punch on the Julie. More projectile range on this Strike Shot Aimee means Assertive now has some serious long-range pressure. Yeah, I think everybody got what they wanted from this draft, except maybe Mango's denying away the big fish from Alter means a little less size on this Rasmus. Yeah, all in all, a pretty standard draft, though.
Yeah, and one thing to mention as well, the deny of size on Rasmus, which would be very problematic for Mangoes to deal with, but this increased size on Mangoes now going to make things a little bit easier. That being said, it allowed Hotshot, to fall down to this Rasmus, which I think is going to make this core speed a little bit hard to deal with for Mako, who I think very infamously is a slow character. That being said, right now, we do find Coin finding a KO. Striker Kai now going to be on the defensive here. Mango's trying to keep the core forward, using this glass cannon speed as best as he possibly can, but all the defensive here, it seems, from NBS actually going to pay off as Mango's an unfortunate strike. Means that's going to be an open net here.
An open net, and Davied and Mango's do have defensive flips here. Davied actually going to burn his in the midfield to try to support, but nothing found off of it quite yet. An early barrier, but you still got the second one left to go, and Striker Kai is getting into the flow state. Almost has a flip of his own here, contesting Coin there, but he wins the strike war. Coin finds the barrier, and Striker Kai burns the flip. Mango's trades his on the other side, and now both of these nets are open.
Yeah, and as we get into overtime here, sort of gonna find herself struggling, I think, with the core speed a little bit. A snipe almost takes the point away again from Mango's here, but Ultra's gonna find himself with possession of the core. The flow state's gonna be gone. Flame Flurry just making sure that that happens, but unfortunately with flip means that a little bit of momentum's gonna go away, but Ultra finds himself in the perfect spot to catch the bounces here, able to snipe away that core, sending it into the top side of the map, and now a minor lead goes the way of NBS. Yeah,
a nice break for them. I do, even though that was NBS's point, I want to talk a minute about the way that Pass have been playing, because I'm really liking the way that Davied and Mango's are approaching this game, because the thing about Mako is, right, she's different from every other melee goalie, because she's got a snipe on her primary and a global speed buff on her secondary. And it doesn't go their way this go round, because Kai and Alter are able to maneuver the core around just enough to get a 2-point lead there. But if Davied is able to stall the core out in the midfield, Mango's is allowed to use these abilities to help on offense. And that's really the game plan that Pass would like to see play out. They did a really good job of it in this first set. And if they can replicate it here, they might be able to reverse sweep this second set. But it's going to be an uphill battle in this power play.
Yeah, and Coin almost 1v3 in the goal. Davied going to get kind of sent off the map, off screen there. But right now, Coin able to actually answer for that. Might actually find the goal, but no, it's the strike shot. Right now, Chekhov's goalie gear, able to keep it safe, but Coin eventually is going to find purchase here, getting the dash punch here against Striker Kai, and taking now past his first point here of the set.
Yeah, they are on their way to making moves here. Davied is now reset with the stacks, so it's another barrier there, but Alter doesn't have his either, and Pass are the ones who are taking barriers early here. All three players of NBS committed to the goal box once more. They've been really willing to do this triple defender strat all game so far. They are the ones with an energy advantage here, a slight one at that. But Mango's has the defensive flip, and now Coin has one to match. We'll take a little bit of damage in the Obscura zone there, but it is NBS's goal that's open here.
Yeah, Davied finding actually the barrage. It almost looked like Striker Kai was going to be able to save that no problem, but it actually just slips through. A second pass now stolen away, or second goal now stolen away for Pass here, as they find themselves, again, like you mentioned, with an energy advantage here. Unfortunately losing one barrier immediately though, but that should be something that Coin should be able to make up fairly easy, as he does right now. Dash punch comes out, takes out Striker Kai here now, and it's going to be Alter and Assertive here playing defensive. Actually going to find a KO on the sides there between the glitch pop and the pendulum swing. Now Mango's going to be the one forced to defend here. Base drop comes out, not finding anything. Coin finally back here on the pitch though, as Alter once again trying to find a little bit of space here. Oof, scary miscommunication there for a second. Oh my gosh, an amazing Giga Blast from Davied, giving Pass the opportunity to score, but it is going to eventually be defended away. Two core flips here on the side of Pass versus the two of NBS. One flip comes out, two flips comes out. Right now, Coin potentially another opportunity to score. Has that dash punch to work with, not going to elect to use it. Instead, just getting a nice punch there just to keep things going. Alter able to find the core flip, calling Mango's out. Can he score right now? The pull comes out, no, nothing going to be found, but an opportunity is still there. The ensnare drums is here. Alter winning a strike war, another shot in the net, going to be defended away here by David and Mango's are yummy. Now again, a crucial point. The strike shot comes out, building momentum. Kai now finds himself in front of the net with flip and go. Gonna be caught off guard by the course speed. The flip comes out, gonna be blocked away from Davied here as now Alter, another opportunity to score. The glitch pop, gonna find the core, nothing to be taken from it though. Now Coin in a breakaway potentially, but he's just too slow to really find any opportunity to score. The Giga Blast not able to find the snipe that Pass wants as well. Now overtime here, finally found, but Coin with a creative bounce here off the center terrain catches Assertive and Kai off guard. And just like that, Pass finally pull ahead after what it feels like a marathon of a point.
Yeah, it was a marathon. That was enough time for Davied to make up the entirety of his stacks on stacks, getting up to 150 there at the end and earning a set MVP in the process. I have to imagine it's fight or flight on the table. Timeless will fall over to Assertive's IME. These firewall sentries have been a nuisance to say the least for Pass, but now they are going to be nothing short of an unstoppable obstacle as soon as Assertive drops them down. Third spark denied away by Coin on the Julie, which means that Striker Kai will settle for explosive entrance. Certainly not a bad compromise for an Octavia. Even more speed in that flow state, as well as some damage on that ult. He's actually going to be dropping the base right off kickoff here, but the flow state's not going to find anything. We're in set 4 now, Brickbat, and things are heating up.
Absolutely. It's a make or break for both the teams here, not wanting to have their season end just outside of the podium's range now. Coin, good dash, able to call out Assertive's cross clear here, but an unfortunate clear gives Striker Kai that first barrier. KO though now found by Coin, feeling good after the end of that last set, but Alter looking to potentially just stall out for Striker Kai to come back, and that he does. Absolutely good work. Finds himself actually a reverse power play barrier here now. Striker Kai, base drop coming through, getting the core forward a little bit. Ooh! But a call out snipe from Assertive, able to steal away another goal, and deja vu. It's the third time we've seen it this game, and it probably will just continue to happen as I think both goalies very, very hungry for all of those opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, that glitch pop is such a valuable cooldown. And normally, like, IME goalies, you're saving those to burn them for, like, midfield control. Assertive says, nah, you know what? I'm going to hard read the play from my own goal box in your goal box. And that glitch pop is going to be exactly where I need to be in order to score. I mean, she's done that at, like, what, 2 or 3 times this game already? It's some seriously impressive stuff she can do on this IME character. Striker Alter evens up the barriers there, catches the second one with the flip, and Pass's goal net is open.
Yeah, flip comes out, amazing strike shot call out from Mangoes Are Yummy. Now Davied finds the opportunity, good dribble from Coin now, making things a little claustrophobic here for Assertive. Flow state not going to be actually weighted out, just an unfortunate mistiming means that this might be the goal here for NBS, but it's going to be defended away. No! A pendulum swing sends Mangoes Are Yummy into his own goal net in the core. Not to follow, or not too soon afterwards as well. 2-0 now, a dominant set start here from NBS.
Yeah, which, I mean, they did have a dominant start last set as well, and Pass managed to bring it back. So we'll see if NBS can manage to hold on to this 2-point lead. Striker Kai running up with the base drop here. Flow state gets stalled out by Mangoes there. Good pass to Davied to ensure Striker Kai doesn't get the ball there. Drops a little drum and bass of his own, but nothing found off of it. These haste abilities are kind of going wide here in this neutral state as the ball is just kind of pivoting back and forth between both teams.
Yeah, one barrier found by Coin. Good dash to secure that. Davied a little bit looking a little worse for wear as he might potentially find himself under fire here in the corner pressure. That being said, Mako drum and bass going to be found out, but it's going to be another random KO kind of found off of the glitch pop here. Coin with a KO, looking to buy some time. Going to be immediately called out, though, by Assertive. Another fantastic glitch pop right now as we head into overtime. Mangoes Are Yummy not able to finally defend against the offense of NBS. Glitch pop once again looking so scary here at this point. Almost scoring a goal outright. Alter with the opportunity to score, and he finds it barely with the tip of the ensnare drum. And honestly, MVP of that set in my mind goes to Assertive for amazing one ability usage. I actually just noticed how this was playing out. Assertive is using her glitch pops to stop Mangoes Are Yummy's drum and bass. Because she has strike shot and missile prop and can just do that from any part of the map, which makes things so hard for Mako to find any value here coming into this final set.
Yeah, well, and normally you would take a look at your brawler and say, you know what, Striker Alter, you're going to be the one to deal with that. You're just going to drop a pendulum swing on Mangoes, and we're not going to worry about that. Instead, what that Nat allows them to do is we've seen NBS use this triple defender strat the whole game. Striker Alter can come back because he doesn't need to be the one to stun Mako out of drum and bass. You can have Assertive do that with Glitch Pop from the other side of the field. It's very smart. But no Glitch Pop to be found here. It was burned a little early. They're sent out, but the drum and bass is already over. Some important pickups from that draft, though, for sure. Striker Alter did get Might of the Colossus, along with Demolitionist. That puts him at 130 power, with Assertive's Among Titans buff as well. Striker Kai getting Twin Drive on Octavia is pretty disgusting. Mango's got even more speed on Mako, but I'll let you take over in the power play, Brickbat.
Yeah. Right now, an amazing Glitch Pop. Once again, kind of story of the evening. These Glitch Pops just finding so much value here for the side of NBS. That being said, power play ends and immediately Pass are going to find their own answer as well. Mangoes are yummy, also looking very comfortable here on the defense. Flips on both goalies, actually. Just as I say that, though, the Caster's Curse comes in. Assertive going to lose hers here on the defense. The Glitch Pop once again, actually. That hit stun is just so scary as we get into these very claustrophobic plays. Flow State still going to remain up here for Striker Kai. Dash Punch is going to find that final goal barrier here for NBS. As the pull comes through for Alter. 2 flips here on the forwards. Going to be traded here between the goalies, and goalie barrier going to be found. Flip now for Alter, finding himself in front of the net. If that gets to him, it might just be curtains here for Pass, and that it is. Point going the way of NBS, and now they find themselves 2 points away here on this final set from taking a critical game number 1.
You know what's a fascinating sign of the times, Brickbat? This is a Mag Souls Octavia. Any Octavia player that saw this like 4 months ago would have been like screaming at their screen right now. Why are you not taking slick kicks? What on earth are you doing? You're actually throwing. But no, this is just the meta right now. Everybody plays Mag Souls, even the character that says, I'm going to strike the core and no one else is going to strike the core ever. Slick kicks is just not doesn't cut it anymore.
Hey, purple shoes. Purple shoes aren't feeling great right now. I'm feeling blue these days. And speaking of being blue, yeah, Davied. Speaking of that, it's gonna be blue team finding themselves here with the advantage. Right now, Assertive not finding anything. Oh, but Alter with the patience here, able to win a critical interaction against Mangoes or Yummy, gets a slow roller goal here just before overtime hits, and now 1 point away from game number 1, 1 point away from NBS getting closer to their podium finish here in the North American Strikers Academy, and 1 game away from Pass putting their backs here against the wall. But right now we're going to see Davied actually finding 1 goalie barrier here, 2 low health bars here for the side of Pass. Base drop comes through. Can Mangoes defend? No, he can't. Open net now. Striker Kai here with a charged up flow state, but it's going to actually be stopped because he ran out of stagger now. A little bit of an opportunity here for Pass to maybe find a comeback, but it's going to be defended away, and Alter able to capitalize on that mistake. The momentum just could not be found on that offensive, and because of that, it's going to be a decisive set end, and a set victory, and a game victory here for NBS.
Yeah, so many critical awakenings picked up by NBS in that last draft. That just filled in the missing pieces, right? Striker Kai getting more flow state uptime. This dude's rocking 336 redirects. It's not as much as Davied, admittedly. Like this was, if you really want to go midfield for midfield there, Davied won in the redirect department. But I mean, where it really counted was being able to consistently apply pressure with these stupid large Rasmus pendulum swings and secondaries, and having that secondary flow state uptime on Striker Kai. Really the only pivotal thing that Pass got in that last draft was more haste on Mangoes, which is not that pivotal when, like you said, you have Assertive on the back line, dropping a glitch pop on Mangoes every time the drum and bass goes up. So it really was just, I mean, I was questioning the uber projectile range build that Assertive had going, but I actually think that that was a bit of a master stroke. I was really impressed with the way that they were able to play around Pass's game plan of relying on the Mako speed and bring that game back.
Yeah. And quite frankly, just building off that point, I think Assertive MVP in my books. Just so many crucial uses of that glitch pop, getting hit stunned where it mattered, finding KOs where it mattered, interrupting the game plan from Mangoes where it mattered. It really felt like, yeah, like you mentioned, just a really masterful deny of the win condition for Pass. It felt like Pass, wanted to use the Mako to build up the speed on Coin and Davied. They had the stacks, they have the move speed, but just at every point, just a single right click from Assertive basically just put an end to that. And I think that made a lot of a difference, especially in a lot of those offensive plays where Mangoes, would traditionally be able to just set up that drum and bass, allow his forwards to do all the dirty work. He just wasn't allowed to really influence that play. Because of just being constantly interrupted. It really felt like he was about to have a word, but Assertive was like, nah, every single time felt like it had an answer. And that really made the difference, especially in a game as close as this. Being down, basically, your goalie's biggest asset is going to do that. So, yeah, I just MVP for Assertive for that game. I think she played phenomenally, had a really good game plan. Despite what we were thinking, it felt good. It felt like there's so much value you found out of these glitch pops that it really made up for whatever you were losing from eject button. Specifically because, not to mention, it's still strike shot, guys. Like, yes, it's on IME, but like if it weren't for eject button, we'd still all be going strike shot on IME. Like, let's be clear, like we're not running mom boots IME any day of the week. Like, So at the end of the day, yes, Assertive was not able to blink in. Yes, she was not able to play as that third forward in a lot of those aggressive plays. But at the end of the day, she didn't need to. She understood what her mission was, and she accomplished that without too many problems. And because of that, we find ourselves up 1-0, NBS favorite as we get into, I believe, is going to be NBS's map pick, Night Market.
Yeah, well, and you know what? You pick eject button if you want to score goals as the goalie from the other side of the map, right? But Assertive was doing that
Yeah,
with strike
anyways.
shot.
Yeah.
If you can make it work, I'm so here for it. Strike shot, I me y'all. So yeah, but we are headed to Night Market. Yes, is map 2.
Yeah,
Um, and I have to admit, I think Pass's play style is really Night Market favored. That was whose map pick was
it
this?
was NBS's, but I kind of see what you're getting.
Interesting.
I see what you're getting for. I mean, Coin just played Julie. Hey, Davied looked really good in a lot of those breakaway situations, which you can find yourselves in on Night Market, especially if you play around that speed gate. So I'm not denying what you're saying, but I can see your point. To which point, continue, please.
Yeah, no. I mean, Mango's goalie pool is the stereotypical Night Market goalies. Coin's got the X, the Julie, and then can still whip. I mean, this dude plays everything. But when I think of a lot of his signature picks, they're he cooks on Night Market. And I think my favorite thing so far about Davied's midfielding style is that he catches like every rotation. And that is a lot of what will make a good midfielder on Night Market, right? If
Hmm.
you take control of the speed gate, take control of the center of the field for the entire game, and just use it to run it back and forth and make sure that the enemy never is even able to get it past the midfield, you're essentially playing the first line of defense for your team, right? And if Mangos is on the back line, being able to send stuff up to the front because Davied is the one that's burning all of Pass's cooldowns, or rather NBS's cooldowns in the midfield, then Mangos is allowed to contribute to offense as well. I think that this is a map that could seriously favor them. But that being said, like you said, this is NBS's map pick, so they've clearly got something cooked up here. They've got a game plan. What are you expecting to see them go for heading into this match?
Well, I'm not too quite sure. We did see Coin pick up the Juliet again. Kind of no surprise there. Alter on that Rasmus was looking shaky on it earlier today, but I think, in my opinion, looked a lot better. Looked like, looked very capable on the Rasmus here in game number 1. So no shock. I think the big one, though, is that Mako now changing over into Assertive's hands. Going to be a very big change of pace. How much? Who knows? Because it's just primary sniping, but a little bit of a change of pace here from the Aimi to the Mako. But obviously, never really bad to pick Mako in a lot of situations. That being said, Pass gonna actually be followed up, I believe, with a now goalie. If I believe it might be Kai goalie, but but we've seen Davied on the Kai pretty much all night, so I'd be surprised if he wasn't going to be on that again. So interesting to see that here. I'm actually very curious to see how this now is going to play into the Rasmus, as now is kind of able to deny a lot of the dribbling that Rasmus wants to do, a lot of stuff potential, but I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm not too familiar on that matchup. That being said, final pick. Whoa, Drakkar out of
Wow.
nowhere, and we saw that yesterday in the North American Strikers League. I think Drakkar is a bit of a controversial pick. Just in general, we'll see how it plays out. Theoretically, Night Market is a Drakkar midfield map. I don't think we're going to see this in the goalie position unless NBS is going crazy with their composition. But so I'm curious to see how this works, because they did win on it earlier tonight. I believe against Flying Blobos, but was it because of the Drakkar? I'm not convinced. I want to see this in action, but I'm just curious. I don't know. I've seen this character kind of in the gutters of competitive. No, people are not picking up, but hey, you know what? If you want to play your podium finish game on Drakkar, hey, you're the one playing the game. I'm the one here casting. That fair enough.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by the Drakkar pick. I think I've been yapping a little bit. I said at the start of the season that Drakkar was going to be really good this season. I think he's at best viable. Like, I think that even that might be like a bit of a generous word. He's viable here, though. Like you said, Night Market is the map. If you want to play Drakkar, it is pretty much Night Market, Tycho, Imes are the only maps you can really play him on, because he just doesn't take up enough space. This dude, he controls a lot of, he controls a short range very effectively. But midfielder, usually you want to have a little bit more sphere of influence than that. So we'll see, though. We're not off to a great start. He's immediately off the field.
Yeah.
Did this guy use his secondary?
Yeah,
I don't see him right now.
Hey, 12-second Xeno Cloak coming out here to start the game. As one thing as well, you mentioned Drakkar not really taking up enough space, but you know how you take up more space? You get bigger. So that end, potentially a good reason to pick up the build different. That being said, stacks on stacks are still stacks on stacks, and once that's built up, you might find yourself a little outpaced if you aren't able to keep up. One thing as well to know, I think no strike shot here coming out from Mangoes are Yummy, instead electing for the momentum boots, looking to basically end the plays before they even happen, playing much more aggressively, potentially, to support and counteract the defensive plays from the Mako. So right now, find ourselves finally getting to the game proper here, basically. One goalie barrier going to be found for 2 flips here on the side of both teams. Striker Kai able to get the defense using that size to great effect, actually. It's right now the back and forth in the midfield line going to find any sort of advantage for either team. No, right now, just one measly scoring opportunity from Koi, immediately going to be counteracted here by the flip, and once again, we're in the thick of it.
Yeah, I will say the Mangoes on the now goalie, it's good to see the man back. If I'm not mistaken, he was one of the early adopters of now goalie. He was kind of doing it before it was cool. And like nowadays, she's got her place in, I don't think the meta is the right word, but she's slightly, off of the meta. Wow, good flip pass to Coin. That's some good stuff right there. And Striker Kai, we finally got to see that man's Xeno Cloak position, and well, he was not there to catch that pass. I don't think anybody was expecting that, but
yeah,
well played there.
Can I get a replay of that one? That looked like he struck like way out of his striker hitbox, but hey, you know what? Sometimes brawlers actually do get it done, despite what we like to say about them. But right now, it's going to be, again, a little bit of a back and forth. The only thing of significance is that damage on Coin, which is immediately going to be healed up here. We'll see, though, if NBS is going to be able to answer this.
Yeah, NBS, I don't hate the idea here, because, I mean, we're seeing the drum and bass come out, and that was what allowed them to get that barrier there, right? You get extra size on your Drek and your Rasmus. They like size, they like speed. Who doesn't? But I struggle to see how you're going to overcome the stacks on stacks deficit, right? Like, Davied was just able to run up into the goal box there, and that's a 3-0 set for pass.
Yeah.
The speed deficit when the drum and bass is not up is very evident. I struggle to see how NBS are going to make it work, but maybe they'll be able to find something in this first draft.
I don't know. I think this guy's going to pick up explosive intro. Oh, spec training, actually, I guess. But I feel like the win condition here is going to be the speed. That being said, 1-2 punch on the Juliet means that potentially this Kai-Juliet combo can just kill people, especially, again, bigger size from both forwards. Going to make them easier to hit, easier for them to knock out. So not outside the realm of possibility here. As notably, I think getting the Super Surge on the Mako is actually going to mean quite a bit to make up for the speed differential, especially before the stacks are built, which we are immediately seeing in effect. The speed given to Striker Kai and Striker Alter is actually going to immediately get them a goalie barrier. That being said, an instant find here from Pass now going to open up the goalie barriers for the side of NBS.
Yeah, I think NBS is having the same analysis that I am. And you know what? So what I was about to say is they're pretty much wanting to score in the first 20, 30 seconds of the point. And they did pull that one off. But, I mean, we're seeing Assertive burn drum and bass essentially off kickoff. And off cooldown as well. Like, that was 20 seconds in between secondary uses for Assertive's Mako. About as high efficiency as you can get on the ability. So they are making maximum use out of this, and they're getting double barriers and points. So you know what? If you can get a double barrier and then score in 15 seconds, NBS is going to have no trouble closing this one out. It's just a matter of if they can pull it off consistently.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, look at that stack count. 28 stacks on the side of Coin. The Boro has barely got into the IHOP, and unfortunately he's going to probably have to leave very soon unless they're able to find any sort of confidence, any sort of momentum here in the set. And I actually sort of dislike Coin's positioning. Typically as the Juliet, you actually want to be in the midfield line whenever your team's on the defensive just to kind of passively soak up that speed and look for dash punches. But when you do that, you aren't interrupting this Mako, which I think we've just kind of described is the win condition here for NBS. I'd really like to see Coin just walking up and punching him because that's how you're going to prevent the one win condition from NBS, but we're not seeing that right now. Instead, he's going to be looking for KOs, which admittedly he is doing, but we'll see if they'll be able to convert it into anything, as right now Assertive has been able to preserve her flip throughout the game.
Yeah, I will say I've seen Assertive actually avoid a few Coin abilities in the drum and bass, which is impressive because that ability slows you down quite a bit. But yeah, Coin had already missed a couple earlier in the game, so maybe he's just a little wary to give it another attempt. But wow, that drum and bass is already back up. I would swear that Assertive has cooldown reduction, but I actually think that she's just using the ability as soon as the button shows up.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. As right now, a little bit of a panicking situation here from all 5 members in Pass's goal net. But right now, Alter trying to find anything, not able to find the pull. Good idea, but unfortunately just not the angle of the core that you want in order to be doing that. Strike shot coming out, keeping the momentum of this offensive play alive. Pendulum swing, not able to find it, but Striker Kai will. Because now, as soon as we saw a dominant start from Pass, NBS enter in kind before the game really gets out of their hands here. And Striker Kai on that Drakkar, able to get that MVP, looking good.
Yeah, I mean, we're eyeing heavy impact here. Even like aerials, or I was about to say Spark, you just go for the speed. Like there's plenty to love in this draft. Mangoes will get heavy impact instead. I have to imagine that this is Kata aerials. You can read the draft. You know, it's not that big of a deal. But Julie is left without anything here. 3 useless awakenings at the back of the draft.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. Now Coin going to be incredibly weak coming into probably the most critical set of the game right now, potentially the most important set of the series now, as Coin able to find a little bit of work, but really, again, just anything really would have been good for this Juliet here on Night Market. That being said, the big win, the big kind of answer was found. Aerials going the way of Davied is out, importantly, out of Assertive's hands, which means that Mako has not. I mean, she's going to do a lot of work, but she hasn't reached unstoppable, amounts of speed. But that being said, good goal. I think, unfortunately, a little bit of a misclear there from Assertive. I think she had the strike angle for that Soren angle, but unfortunately elected to use her drum and bass immediately after to get the extra redirect, which unfortunately just sent her right into her own net. But that's just 1 point here, and it still feels like NBS have the momentum here. We'll see, though, if Pass are able to answer, as fortunately another blunder here from Assertive means that it's going to be one goalie barrier down to 2. It might not matter, though. Striker Alter wins this next interaction, which he is unable to do now. Striker Kai forced to walk away and lick his wounds a little bit, but Assertive looking very, very comfortable here with the flip. Drum and bass now coming out, allowing Alter to play so much, so far up here. Pendulum Swing comes out, narrowly misses the core, and Mangoes are yummy. Flip now, barely coming out just in time for the side of Pass. Barrage going to be here, the Giga Blast ensuring that the core does not get into Mango's face again. Right now, it feels like everyone is just running for the core, but the Strike War win from Alter sends the core into the top side of the net. And now we are dead even here on a crucial set.
Yeah, it did give time for Coin to get the stacks on stacks up, though, so this Julie is a bit faster. Can patrol a little bit easier. One thing I have really liked about Davied this game, he knows his matchup into Drakar. The Kai into Drakar matchup is my primary BTRs. I don't even care that you have 2 of them. He has just been, essentially every time that Striker Kai is in front of him and he has Barrage, he just freaking runs at the dude and barrages, and there's really nothing that a Drakar can do about that. So, good on Davied. He's making progress with it when they can get offensive pressure, and this power play is going to give them even more of that.
Yeah, already a brutal start, barely basically clipping the edge of the map there for Striker Kai. Giga Blast going to keep the core forward, but not going to actually leave Pass with the goal. That Ash comes out, all the scoring potentials for the side of Pass are now kind of exhausted. Feels like it's now time for NBS to potentially answer here. I feel like that drum and bass will be clicked at any second now. Davied finds himself in the defense, not able to defend it with Mangoes Are Yummy now in overtime. The dash punch going to be found here on Drakar. A little bit of a dangerous bounce, but it's actually going to be cleared and sent into the net here by the side of Pass. The 1-2 punch, able to get the core speed that Coin needs to get it in. One Dead Awakening be damned.
Yeah, and Coin, the 1-2 punch, you might look at Coin's build and think 1-2 punch is the only thing that's buffing his ability to kill the enemy forwards. That's a lie. Every size awakening that Alter and Kai have taken is also a buff to Coin's ability to kill. It's the size debuff, sadly.
Yeah, it might not be Imi's app, but it's certainly something that NBS have to watch out for, as they are going to be 1 point down, 1 point away from losing the set. Flip comes out just to keep the momentum, but no momentum to be found here for the side of Pass. Now it feels like Coin, maybe a potential opportunity. The 1-2 punch is going to be there, but not enough to score the goal. This flip is there, though, and it's going to be found right in front of the net. Bang! Bada bing pow! Coin finds his flip in front of the net, and that's the cash out you want if you're Pass. No crashing out today allowed, as Coin absolutely takes the MVP the set. Very, very well deserved.
Yeah, and lots to love here in this draft as well. I mean, you could double deny the spark from Assertive, but I don't think that's the right play. Peak will be picked up here. And Striker Kai gets a spark. Assertive also has a spark on the table here. So it could just be a 4-spark even here. Goes for the hot shot instead. Mangoes gets prime time. It doesn't leave much for Alter at the back of the draft. Second time this game that brawlers have been screwed over. That's kind of a rare thing in this patch. I'll say it. It's not very often that you don't get what you want, but Coin is back on it. This is a reprisal of set 1. Immediately, we're on a power play for pass.
Yeah, feeling really good. It feels like finally momentum's gonna go the way of pass, which I feel like I've just talked about again and again here in this game. That being said, Alter almost knocked out of the pitch, but regardless, his life will not mean anything if he cannot score the core into the goal barrier, which he will have one more opportunity to do. Pendulum Swing now finally able to open up the net here for the side of pass. Coin potentially trying to find anything, just 1 or 2 hits away from getting flip, and yep, there it is. The punch is going to secure it. The pull comes out from Alter to potentially get a flip in front of the net. Not going to be found though. Flip defensively used for Alter. He's going to be low though, forced to potentially blow this if he wants to stay alive, but right now holding it no problem, playing it cool, understands that if he gets this flip in front of the net, it could be a point out of nowhere, but now he finds himself staggered. Davied potentially trying to find the goal with a Giga Blast. An amazing trade here on the flip, and no, all the patience for nothing. Alter now finds himself with no flip, no health, and potentially no opportunity to score now. The defense here now coming out for NBS. This has to pull through if they want the podium finish. Mango's Ariami looking comfortable with the flip, but Davey now gonna be sent away. Strike shot comes out, the pull comes through, but Mango's able to win. It's such a crucial strike war, but there's only so much you could do. Just to pour now in front of the net against the brawler in such a valiant effort from Mango's Ariami. Unfortunately, not gonna pay off. It is going to be 1 point awarded here to NBS.
Yeah, but certainly a valiant defensive effort there from Mangoes, and I gotta compliment something else I've been watching Mangoes do this whole game. I have to imagine that this is the Mom Boots difference. Look at this guy running all the way up to midfield to drop these now mines. There's 2 big things that he's been doing with that. So first of all, he's actually buffing his forward speed as well as his own speed to retreat back to the goal net. He's also keeping Alter staggered. So they've been staggering Alter. And as they get a goal here in the midst of all of that havoc, watch in these next points for the rest of this match how every single time they get Alter low, Mangoes is the one that prevents him from healing by running up and dropping abilities on him. Something that normally you would not be able to see a goalie like now do, but with the help of this momentum boots, he's making it happen.
Yeah, and Flip finally out from Alter is going to find use of it here to open up the net here, 15 seconds into the play. That being said, Coin, Dash Punch not gonna unfortunately whiff, not find the value that he wants, but the now primary able to get the flip here from Assertive. Striker Kai unfortunately gonna have his abilities whiffs, which means that no aggression is able to be built here for NBS. 1 goalie barrier gonna be down. Coin not able to make the miracle strike war to get 2. Flip comes out, and wow, masterful play here from Alter, using a really good use of the pendulum swing and the death touch to make sure that Mangoes really didn't feel comfortable flipping, and he's going to use that hit stun to his advantage, able to take away a set here, or able to take a point away here, which might lead into the set win here for NBS.
Yeah, especially with the drum and bass under your belt. You got 2 Size Awakening on Erasmus and potentially a Mako buff. These are some seriously large forwards that NBS are working with, and it is scary when you have to go face-to-face with them. What a call out there by Striker Kai into that flip. But the barriers still go down. Coin's flip burned on the goal line.
Yeah, and it feels like you really wanted that flip to land if you wanted to keep this set's hopes alive. That being said, Coin looking really fast right now, and Alter looking really, really low right now. Is potentially, once again, denied the orb, but it doesn't even matter. The goal's just going to be found by Coin on the other side of the field. It felt like so much was happening at that point. But now, once again, we're going to be on point number 5 here.
Point 5, a slight energy advantage, but not a big enough one to make a difference, especially with Striker Alter being off the field. No catalyst benefit for you, good sir. The barriers go down early for the side of NBS. Oh my gosh, they're making it happen.
Yeah, they're making this happen. Absolutely. Coin, no dash punch to be found. The death touch comes out just to prevent Davied from keeping the core claustrophobic for Assertive. Now the barrage here. No! Striker Kai, unfortunately, feeling the pressure here from pass is going to strike in the wrong direction. Potentially a back pass to assertive, but really, how do you even react to that? That was a tough end to the game, but now pass find themselves clawing their way back. And just like the cat businessmen they use as their mascot, there's nothing more ferocious than a cornered animal, and a cornered animal is what pass is, it feels like, in the series.
Yeah, not so feeling in the corner anymore. They've now got NBS pressed up against the wall as well. This next match that we're heading into could be the end of the season for either one of them. And I mean, I gotta say it. That was a spooky one. They were feeling cornered that game pass, without a doubt. That 3-0 set out of nowhere from the just like absolutely stupid bursts of offensive pressure that NBS were getting, that's gotta send a chill up anybody's spine. That's sure to make anybody question whether or not they're going to make it out on the other end of the series.
Yeah, that was hectic, and I mean, just to show the pressure, just 108 shots compared to the 80 from for passes forwards versus NBS, which it really felt that way. It really felt like once they had the opportunity to get in the net, despite it just felt like there was constant pressure. It really felt like the Mako goalie was the melee goalie trying to defend against the triple forward threat. Mangoes are yummy again, like you mentioned, using the momentum boost to just walk forward, prevent the regeneration from alter, getting the core forward, first forward, so that they have an opportunity to take a shot in the net. It really felt like Mangoes are yummy was able to play that sort of goalie midfield position with a little bit of hint of brawler along that, and that really just was just value town. It was value town for Mangoes are yummy, able to basically just provide so much for the side of pass that Davied and Coin really felt like they were able to play their game pretty much throughout the entire game. And because of that, they were able to deliver, 9 goals, basically all goals of that game scored by the forward duos, both of them having a 5+2 and a 4+2 respectively. It felt good. That looked really good for pass, and if they're able to continue this on Atlas Lab, where they did clutch up in the previous series, then it'll be good. I feel I'd feel good right now if I were pass. I'd feel really, really good. And if I'm alter after a game like that where I was just really not allowed to play my game, I'd feel a little shaken. That being said, hey, you wouldn't be here in playoffs if you couldn't take some of the heat. So I'd give, I'd wager that NBS are going to be able to bounce back from this and give us a pretty good game number 3.
Yeah, I think that one thought that is maybe running through NBS's head right now is, what happens if we ban this Davied guy off of Kai?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. Like, this guy has done nothing but play Kai
Well, pick
all
it.
night.
Striker Kai plays Kai. That's his namesake.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you make a pretty good point. I wonder what's preventing them from doing it. I think it might be either they're prioritizing banning Coins X, which is also very scary. We saw that earlier today. Or prioritizing taking the Mako away from Mangoes or Yummy, which again, Mangoes looks really scary in these characters. So even though Davied is kind of essentially being a one trick right now in this playoff series, it's not like Mangoes and Yummy and Coin are threatless in their character pools, right? So even if you do end up banning that Kai, you might be, hey, X Maximus sucks to play against sometimes, and Coin really good at making sure it sucks for you. So we'll see if they actually do end up pulling the trigger. I'd imagine. Well, I don't know, because they did win game 1 when they left it up. So I don't know if they if it's like a problem, like
Mm-hmm.
like it's potentially like a weak point because obviously you've seen this player rely on it, but you have won with them playing it. So to you, it's like, is it kind of the critical factor that will make it? And again, you've got one shot. Your series is done after this game if you fail, right? Like regardless, you're gonna go home and you're gonna either go home and get ready for day 2, or you're going home, So there's a lot on the line. I think there's going to be some very important choices that are going to be made here as we get into striker draft.
Yeah, it is among Titans and Aerials on AtLab. I mean, what are the odds that anybody picks aerials here?
Zero, zero. You're
Uh,
trolling if you don't. You're just trolling if you don't.
yeah.
Like this is like the age. Like to me at least, it's like sort of a not as extreme version as fire up starts, where it's like you better be going fire up if if it's a fire up start. Um, and yeah, it does look like NBS electing to say we're not dealing with this X. That looked insane when Coin played it earlier. This guy's just good on the character. We're just not gonna deal with it. Which is fair. That being said, NBS do have that first pick, so the opportunity to snipe away the Kai still remains. We'll see in just a few seconds if that happens, though. And it's actually going to be an Atlas ban coming out from Pass, which I think that's really interesting.
Uh, I
Yeah.
I think that's I don't hate it. I wasn't expecting Assertive to pick it, but I mean she plays Atlas. And he is crazy good on this map. He's crazy good in general right now. Arguably the best character in the game at the moment. So I don't mind the Atlas ban, especially if I don't know, maybe your forward duo in scrims they didn't like playing against Atlas or something. You just want to make sure that they're really locking it down. It is a Kai deny from NBS here. They are going to stick Davied on something else. And it looks like is that an I surely that's not a now for Mangoes. That seems unlikely on AtLab. I have to imagine that this is Davied whipping out the now in the midfield.
Potentially, it is as you said it would. What you've said has come into fruition. So, yeah, I'm interested to see. Potentially, though, it could be that last pick, especially because we really haven't seen any of other Davies pick. Like there really could be something just hiding out there for Dave to come in. You know, just could have come out here with like the Zoli. You know, oh wait, Dex is banned, but like some crazy pick. It's still yet to be seen. That being said, I think that's going to be assertive on Juno goalie. If I were to surmise, I think that this is going to be Striker Kai on his namesake, but I could be wrong on that. It could really go either way. Oh my god, it's a Luna. It is a Luna here to bank your entire season on here. So
This is Davied on the Luna, yes.
this has to be. I don't think we're gonna be seeing any Luna goalies here coming out from
Yeah, I
Mango.
don't think
Yeah.
Mangoes plays Luna. I missed
Oh my
something if
god.
Mangoes plays Luna.
Yeah, this is interesting because even though now not like known for her damage, Mangoes has been playing her for that little bit of damage to prevent the regeneration, and Julie able to secure a lot of KOs given the opportunity. And holy moly, that hey, you know what? I said this at the beginning of the series, and I'm gonna say it again. You're gonna cash out, you're gonna crash out, and we're about to see what the two here. I think with this Luna, and you know what? I respect it. You're banking, 9-10 weeks of Omega Strikers on this Luna pick. That is unproven, untested, and you know what? That's the danger I like to see coming out here from Pass. It's going to be the X factor definitely coming in this game.
And you know what? Speaking of X, I want to dial it back a minute to talking about this ban, this respect ban onto Coins X.
Hmm.
Because Brickbat, you and I were there to kind of witness the dawn of Coin playing X in competitive. I don't know if
Yeah.
you remember, but when we watched him play for SLU at the collegiate land, you and I casted that series. And afterwards, after Coin dominated on X, by the way, won that series in a bit of a landslide, came up to the cast afterwards and in the winner's interview admitted that he doesn't play X. And now this is one of his most respected characters. It's one of his most iconic picks. And here in the loser semis of the North American Strikers Academy, that's the thing that NBS are afraid of and don't want to face off against here. It is the Juno goalie, by the way, for Assertive. We've seen her play it multiple times this season. She'll be reprising it here. And it's all down to this third game as to which one of these are fine teams we're going to be seeing next week and which one of them is going to be sent home as soon as this match is over.
Yeah. And both of these teams, this game, right, the end of your season potentially here in playoffs. This is not going to be a game about mechanics. This is not going to be a game about draft. This is going to be a game about who, when it comes down to it, keeps their cool when everything is against them and their backs are against the wall. And right now, as we finally get in the game here, we're going to see both teams immediately come out swinging. They're going to be trading those goalie barriers here. And taking a peep at the Awakenings, it is as foretold. Full among the Titans here for the entire lobby, and that just means that we're going to see a speedy game.
This is the first time that I haven't seen a game, or that I have seen a game that doesn't have a melee goalie on AtLab in a really long time. No melee goalie in sight here. These teams are... I mean, you know what? When you're comfortable on a pick, you're comfortable on it. I guess Now is arguably a melee goalie. I don't know. She's a bit of a tough one to categorize.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, does have that sort of the melee-esque abilities with her secondary, and the right click does provide a nice little bit of hit stun to guarantee some of these clears, but right now we are in overtime. The flip comes out for Davied, tries to hit the field goal, but nothing to be found now. Coin winning a critical strike work, keeping the momentum alive, but that Juno Blavo going to prevent Davied from getting that corner offense that Pass really wants right now. Striker Kai going to find himself off the map in the core, not soon to follow. Going to be sent right into the goal barrier here, or the goal here of Assertive, and now on game number 3, the first point goes the way of Pass here. Davied's Luna already providing that little bit of value.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a new Davied, right? We've seen this dude focusing core control most of the time. I mean, he threw out some gigas that were definitely intended to make some funerals last game, but Luna is here to take names, and Davied is going to show us just how it's done. So it's a whole new Pass team.
Wow.
With this guy off of Kai.
Yeah, an amazing play actually from Assertive there. I don't know if you noticed, but the Blabo sent into the top corner prevented basically any sort of clear from Mango and Yummy. That plus Alter's positioning there, an amazing play. I think pincer maneuver against Mango is not really much that he could have done better there, it felt like, and because of that, it's going to be now evened up here on set number 1. Is once again, Pass find themselves on the defensive, and they find themselves double goalie barriered. Is Coin now forced to play defensively. Coin, though, potentially going to find a KO here on Alter. We see some of that stagger reduction here, as unfortunately the Black Hole takes its first name of the game here. Is now Coin finds himself in front of the net with Flip, going to be sent out. Nothing that Kai can do. Too many angles to consider, and after a little bit of comedy there with a Black Hole, it's going to be Pass finding themselves here advantage.
They're doing a really nice job focusing down just one target on NBS. You can tell that Striker Kai is the target of choice this particular point, which is interesting because he's the one that has the most evade, but I guess they just decided that he was the one they wanted to go for. Again, though, both barriers down, and that is a tied set. NBS find the point.
Yeah, and honestly, once again, I called out that play in the last point that I believe that NBS
Did she
scored.
replicate it?
Yeah, she replicated it. Basically, just putting that slime there in the corner, and nothing that Now could really do if she doesn't have abilities to kind of get that like double hit to clear it out. And oftentimes, she's using her abilities to build space here against the Rasmus, which means that we're finding so much value already out of this Juno goalie, and if this keeps up, it's going to be very hard for Pass to defend in a lot of these points.
Yeah, certainly. And Striker Alter is running these slick kicks, so making space against this guy is even more valuable than usual. I mean, he's not going to be towing the midfield line for most of the game. He is looking to get up in the face, and on this power play, he's going to have plenty of opportunities to do just that. Both barriers down once more. Yeah,
and we just saw there again, the Blavos, so much pressure to deal with, just so many opportunities to just redirect the core, and now it's going to be an open net here, a solid goalie barrier lead here for NBS. Unfortunately, as soon as I say that, one's going to go down as we get into overtime. A second one might soon follow if Coin is able to find the opportunity here. Now Assertive getting a little taste of her own medicine. The primary going to be there, but unfortunately, oh no, Alter not able to find the angle he needs. This might actually be a complete reversal of fortunes here for the side of Pass. Now Coin not able to find the strike that he wants to keep the core forward. Good strike though to prevent Alter from getting in, but it doesn't even matter. Alter able to weave the core through the defending members of Pass, able to take the set. Such a clutch moment here coming out from Alter, and he gets his well-deserved MVP of the set.
Yeah, and lots to love here. You can take the size, stagger, swagger, Even Hot Shot would be not a bad pickup on Rasmus here, but everybody loves their size, especially because you've already got speed here. Might as well just make this guy a menace by making him big as well. It'll be Striker Kai picking up Stagger Swagger. Yeah, I was about to say, if nobody on NBS picks up Stagger Swagger, they're going to seriously regret that. Because, wow, Pass is beating the crap out of them at this point. And Davied picking Spark of Strength is signaling, I'm going to beat you up even more. I don't care that you have Stagger Swagger, Striker Kai. I'll just go beat up your big Rasmus instead.
Yeah. And one crucial factor to look at, the aerials for this Juno, and going to mean that we're going to see some cross-map slimes here already. We're seeing us sort of just play so aggressively with those primaries and just creating so much value off of it. I think, again, just super phenomenal. We saw with the Aimee earlier today, and it really feels like this is where she shines the most, just creating some extra pressure with projectiles. And even though she might potentially lose something on the defense once every while, it's okay. You're going to be net positive here on the amount of goalie barriers taken versus the amount of goalie barriers lost. And I think we're seeing that in effect. One set already going the way of NBS, and that's going to be another point again scored by Assertive, stealing a goal right under the power play of Pass.
Yeah, I'm liking what Pass is trying to do. I like that. I appreciate that they're trying to go for KOs, play into Davied's new pick, but not having Davied on this crazy fast, crazy core control centered Kai in the midfield is really starting to show, because Mangoes is having to deal with a lot more pressure this game than we've seen in any other game in the series. And it's getting to them right now. The barriers are not staying up. Mangoes has been holding really solid, but okay, Davied is making up for it though. You know what? If you can't core control, you might as well kill him. Yeah. And he's doing just that.
Absolutely. That being said, no value found here on the power play. Alter finds himself here back on the core, on the field. It's right now Striker Kai running forward, trying to find any sort of strike or win that'll get him a barrier. Nothing going to be found right now, but ooh, a Scyther pull here, able to take the KO here on Coin, and now it's looking all too doomed for the now goalie, as Alter once again sinks the core in, just getting the finishing touch to a masterful play here from NBS. And now all of a sudden in game number 3, it feels like all the coins, all the chips are on NBS's side of the table. It really feels like they have every opportunity to take this series and send Pass home.
Yeah, I'm a little baffled that hook even killed. This dude has no strength awakenings. But I mean, well timed, well spaced. There's another KO found. Classic, team with lots of kill pressure getting killed. I guess that's just the way it rolls sometimes. NBS is in their prime right here with no signs of stopping, but Coin is going to reverse those fortunes right now.
Yeah, gonna find the dash punch there on Assertive. No, the flame flurry to do it. Coin, no, misses a strike! Unfortunately, which means that there's going to be no opportunity to score. Oh, never mind. Coin instantly redeems himself. Bit of a heart of attack of a play, I will say, but it goes the way that it was supposed to go in the end. Pass find themselves with 1 goal on the board here, but they've got a little bit of a mountain to climb here if they want to claw their way back in this game.
Yeah, it is spooky. I mean, Striker Kai, we're seeing them just rotate the core every few seconds. NBS is rotating the core.
Oh my gosh.
Immediately hitting it with a burst of abilities. Yeah, there's very little that Mangoes can do against this onslaught. I'm feeling a little bad for this guy right now, but you know what? Miracles can happen, and they've got another power play here, and Striker Kai is staggered. He's off. No, he's not off the board. How did that happen?
I think he just got the stagger, just barely got the awakening. You're supposed to be locked in, but remember, if the core or another person gets in the way of that flame flurry, you'll actually be able to evade it. Right now, flip comes from Mangoes, and excellently well played here all around from NBS. Now an opportunity to score. Mangoes are yummy with a perfect positioning to prevent the pendulum swing from hitting him. Able to barely get his aura, but not enough for this critical evade that might have to come out. The dash punch gonna whiff. It's gonna be defended again. The slime able to provide a critical redirect here. We're now in overtime, but the offense from Pass is not coming through here. Everything now going the way of NBS, and that looks so hard to deal with. Alter barely able to just get his hands on the core, but it's going to be enough take the set, and now it's here. The potential final set to make the podium finish. Pass have to find their way back in now, or they will forever have to hold their peace here in Season 5 of the North American Strikers Academy.
Surprising pick of missile prop here. Leaves fighter flight on the table for Davied. I don't think he's upset about that at all, but it does mean that Assertive gets 1-2 punch on the Juno. Also denying it away from Coin's Juliet, but he's not sad to settle for heavy impact. I gotta say, it's another one of those drafts where everybody kind of gets something that they're okay with, but 1-2 punch on Assertive Juno, like you said, these slimes have been enough of an issue already for pass.
Yeah.
It's going to be even harder to deal with them after every single one of these clears that Assertive throws out is able to just double barrier you.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate. Coin, it feels like he's flailing a little bit, desperately trying to find a KO, but nothing is just going his way right now. Alter keeping the core forward, has all the momentum. Davied could have a little bit of mobility here with the fighter flight, but it might not be enough. The dash punch could once again narrowly escaped here, but Coin able to find a little bit of possession for his team, though. Assertive now going to find the opportunity to score. It's going to be Striker Kai playing in the goalie net right now, but now it's just the pressure not stopping, but Mangoes with an amazing save keeps the core alive. Flip comes out from Coin just to get the core forward, but it really just does nothing in the end. Mangoes are yummy, going to be sent into the net here by the pendulum swing. Now we're going to see a forward in the net. The opportunity is here. Flip comes out, going to be just enough to keep the core in play. All the abilities are coming out from past. Davied probably not too long for this world. Has to blink away just to survive, but that leaves him unfortunately out of position to take that top shot. And now we once again find ourselves NBS advantaged after a long point. Pass has, to be completely honest, not much to work with here. It feels like NBS have found a winning strategy, but there's one thing to count on. It's that pass have been here before, but we'll see if they'll be able to make any differences right now. Alter, once again, a 13-second goal. You cash out or you crash out, and now you got to prove the difference.
I'll be honest, it seems right now that Pass is writing some checks that this comp can't cash. They can't stand up to this onslaught. Like, the rotations that are being made by NBS right now are out of this world. They're going to close it out. Double power play!
Oh, and that's all she
wrote. Oh, no!
Yeah.
They take it home! NBS, with a 3-0 victory in the final game of the series, will be the ones to move on to day 2 next week. They're the ones staying in the playoffs, and for Pass, it's a bit of an unfortunate miss on an opportunity to stay in the season. Like you said, that'll be their crash out of the season. Congrats on making it this far, but you won't be playing beyond this.
Yeah, an unfortunate just off the podium finish here, ending their season in 4th place. A little bit disappointing, but overall, objectively a good run. Able to keep their hopes alive here, but it is going to be NBS finding themselves here on day number 2 to play, to find that opportunity to take it all. So well played to Mangoes and crew. Davied, an exceptional performance. Coin looking very good on the pitch, but it just was not enough. The cornered animal has now finally been caged, unfortunately, and it will be going the way of NBS, who, by the way, I think MVP of the series. In my mind, I think Alter played phenomenally. Absolutely performed up to expectations, especially after some doubts that were, put on him earlier in the day. Striker Kai played phenomenally, able to get everything that was promised and a little bit more. Was absolutely flying, gliding, skating, whatever you want to call it, absolutely doing that and creating so much pressure at the end of the game. But in my opinion, the MVP of the series goes to Assertive. There was just so much pressure coming out. Just MVP to the right click button here of Assertive. So much value just found in every single opportunity. It really felt like that made so much difference. It really made the difference in the series against Mangoes Are Yummy. So just hats off to her. Absolutely phenomenally played in a well-deserved victory. NBS finding themselves here in 3rd place in the North American Strikers Academy with the opportunity to take 2nd and 1st.
Yeah, Assertive's goalie style really is something unique. I mean, I'm not a goalie player, so I might have just missed this somewhere. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody use strike shot like that. Normally, when you take strike shot, it's a signal that, you know what, I'm going to help apply midfield pressure. I'll keep the core, off of the midfield. Or maybe you're playing it on somebody like Atlas, where it's like, okay, I need some additional range because like my secondary doesn't have that unless I take it. Uh, but assertive just throws all of that out the window and says, no, this is still a range ability. I don't need eject button to jump over to the other side and strike. I'll just send a Blobbo over there, and then I can still strike.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and it really felt like it was a winning strategy. It really was the answer to everything that Pass wanted to do in these games. But I'm being yelled at by production. We're about 14 hours in to Omega Strikers this weekend. We've had a phenomenal weekend here of Omega Strikers of dreams and dreams going to the grave. We've had some excellent runs, but that's going to be it from us for this week. That being said, and this should be a bit obvious, we've got a grand finale here for both weeks coming up next. A lot on the horizon here from Mega Strikers, and immediately following after, we're going to have Sony Hates Eject Button followed up by The Land. There's just so much S tiers flying around. It's a little bit crazy. But for now, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday or Monday if you're watching from Europe. We're going to be heading out. I'm Brickbat, joined by Cloak, and unless you have any parting comments, Cloak, I think we're going to be wrapped up for the weekend.
I just always like to remind these guys to stay in the queues
Oh,
because
yeah.
what else are you going to do? Other than that, thank y'all for coming out. Hope to see you next week for the finale, and have a wonderful rest of your night.